So the Facebook eBay merger? No, not a merger. You might have heard it's a merger. It ain't a merger. So I ain't here to try to clickbait you to watch this video. I'm just going to tell you what I know, and I'm going to show you what I know, and then I'm going to kind of tell you what I think. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm not going to tell you that it's a merger. It's not a merger. In fact, it's nowhere near a merger. It is a simple partnership, and in fact, it's being done on a trial basis. It's no different than, let's say, a restaurant changes from Pepsi to Coke. It's a new partnership with that particular company or business. So, what are we talking about? Well, if you haven't heard, yesterday on the 8th, eBay and Facebook has come to an agreement where eBay is going to, well, actually Facebook is going to start showing eBay listings on Facebook Marketplace. Could be your listings, could be my listings, and we're going to go over this here real quick. But I think it's huge. I think it's big news. I think it's great because there's an element of the buying population who just they're not considering eBay. Maybe they're considering Marketplace. Maybe they're already on Facebook and they click over to Marketplace, not even thinking about eBay. And I think this is a good thing. So let's go over to this article. And it's not even an article. This is from eBay's community portal, if you will. And it's entitled Introducing eBay's Partnership. Now, it doesn't say merger. Partnership with Facebook Marketplace. And it states, we're always looking for new ways to increase exposure to your listings on and off eBay. Starting today, we're thrilled to announce that we're adding Facebook Marketplace to the growing roster of channels where your listings can be found. This week kicks off our collaboration with the pilot of select eBay listing appearing on Facebook Marketplace in the US, Germany, and France. There's no action required on your part. Nothing you guys have to do differently. Simply keep listing on eBay as usual to enjoy the benefits of broader visibility and the chance to reach a new audience of buyers through Facebook Marketplace. The entire process from product inquiries to payments will continue to be securely handled through eBay. So that's through eBay's managed payments. That means your transactions, order details, and seller protections will all remain unchanged. Stay tuned for more updates as we work to expand the number of eBay listings that can appear on Facebook Marketplace, opening the door to new buyers and opportunities. So it doesn't really say the date. I haven't looked at the FAQs yet. But guys, I think this is pretty promising news. It's going to allow Facebook to show eBay listings. So now if you're on Facebook, you have a Facebook account, it has nothing to do with all that. eBay is showing select listings due to a number of factors, and we'll go over the FAQ here in a second, and then I'll kind of tell you my thoughts about it when we're done. FAQs. What happens when an item sells on Facebook Marketplace? So when an item from eBay sells through Facebook Marketplace, buyers will be redirected to eBay to finalize their purchase. So they're on Facebook Marketplace. They see this cool thing that they want to buy, and it happens to be an eBay listing. So they'll click on it, and they'll be redirected over to eBay. No different than if someone's on Google and they are on Google Shopping and they find an item they like, they click on it, it happens to be an eBay listing, that takes them right into eBay. Additionally, these sales will be protected by eBay's money-back guarantee and all other applicable eBay policies and protections. Which categories are going to be shown on Facebook Marketplace? Listings from a variety of categories will appear on Facebook Marketplace based on factors including current shopping trends and listing quality. So I think words are important, and if we're kind of going to read into what eBay is doing here, they're probably going to start with the most popular categories first and kind of see how it goes. And then, of course, listing quality. What does that mean? Well, we talked about it the other day or yesterday, how some think just maybe a photo or two are sufficient, no item specifics, no item description, launch it. Well, that may not be a good enough quality listing in eBay's eyes. Something to consider. Let's see. Do I need to do anything to enable my listings to show up on Facebook Marketplace? eBay is always looking for new ways to drive traffic to your listings. We already work with a number of partner sites to show your inventory to interested buyers. As long as your account is in good standing, your listings could appear on any of these partners, including Facebook Marketplace, based on user interest, shopping trends, and listing quality. Again, here we go again. So user interest, how much of demand is that item? Shopping trends, that has a lot to do with demand. And of course, listing quality. And you know, it kind of makes me think of the eBay listing quality report. Oddly enough, I couldn't pull it up yesterday. Not even sure if I have access to it anymore. But within the eBay listing quality report, they have stressed the number of photos in your listing as compared to the top 10% that sell within your category. So you may want to consider upping your game a little bit with your photos. That will help your listing quality. Now, it goes on to say, will my items only be shown to local buyers? Facebook Marketplace shows a mix of local and shipped items. You got to remember this. I think it's going to be important. Shows a mix of local and shipped items. That means your listings could appear to buyers outside of your local market based on the shipping preferences that you set on eBay. So that's all that they have to say about that. Now, why is this big? Well, one, it's always good to have more exposure to your items. So the more exposure your listing gets, sort of like cross-listing, but eBay is doing it for you without any effort on your behalf. In fact, it's no different than them putting more of our listings on Google Shopping. Someone does a Google search like I talked about before. So that's a good thing. What does it sort of mean for the future of reselling on eBay? Just means that they're working, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're here to provide us traffic. This is another way to provide us exposure or traffic to our listings. Now, I think a couple years ago, eBay introduced local pickup. I've used it one time. I sold a compressor, and I went to go deliver it across town. And you have to provide, the buyer has to provide you a code that they received it, and you put it in on eBay when you get home or once you do the transaction. And that's it. That's the end of it. eBay releases your funds and they take their cut. You get your money, right? Now, how is this different than a Facebook Marketplace if you do local pickup? Well, if you have your listing on Marketplace, you could do a cash transaction, and Marketplace, they're not going to see a dime, right? Marketplace only gets their cut if the buyer's buying through Marketplace and they're buying it through Marketplace and having the item shipped. I've done that once before as well when I first tried out Marketplace. Well, now eBay is going to allow you to either do local pickup, which I think there's a lot of people that are on Marketplace doing local pickup, and I'm willing to bet there's more people on Marketplace looking to do local pickup than on eBay looking to do local pickup. So if you are one of those sellers that has just large items, just too costly to ship, now you can really consider that you're going to have more exposure for your items. Maybe you want to list it on Marketplace, but maybe also you list it on eBay. Just know that if you list it on eBay and you do the local pickup, you're going to be dealing with fees. Whether you're just dealing with 13.25% for most categories on its face, final value fee, or if you're doing promoted listings. Now, how do you get exposure? Currently, eBay's saying there's no mention at all that you have to do promoted listings. Okay, so I think in the interim, when we first start, all listings are more than likely going to be eligible based on a ton of factors, mainly how popular is the item and then listing quality. I think your account health has to fit in there somewhere within the listing quality part of it. But at some point, I do believe that eBay is going to stop showing listings that are not promoted. because eBay, and there's no word on what's going on here, but you got to think of this. If eBay is working out a deal or a partnership with Facebook to show their items, to get more exposure to their listings, eBay is going to benefit. They're going to get more sales because of it. They're going to get more revenue because of it. And I'm a firm believer, I'm willing to bet whatever I have, that Facebook is utilizing some type of affiliate marketing, meaning that they're showing the eBay listing, buyer clicks on it within the Facebook marketplace, that gets redirected over to eBay. eBay finalizes the transaction through managed payments, and you ship it out, all's good. And then when the money is divvied up, the fees that eBay takes from you is divvied up. They're giving Facebook a cut of that. It just wouldn't make any sense. I don't see Facebook doing this out of the kindness of their heart. They are a business, they're a marketplace trying to survive, and it benefits them, it benefits Facebook by expanding the number of listings that they're able to show, because now they're able to show up to an infinite number of eBay listings, depending on what the agreement happens to be. And I think it's a win-win for both marketplaces. And because it's a trial, and I'll show you, I don't just tell you what I think, I'm going to show you the words that are important here. I think that there's going to be an evaluation period, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, maybe less than that, to see if this is successful. And if both parties feel it's beneficial to their marketplace, I would see this as being an ongoing thing. Again, it's no different than a restaurant changing over from Pepsi to Coke or vice versa. It is simply just a partnership to better their business. Now, in some related articles, and I'll show you here, we have one from Fortune, and the article says that eBay added $3 billion in market value in one day. So they added $3 billion in market value just yesterday, or on the 8th, because of this. Not a merger, guys. It's not a merger. But we'll talk about that in a couple other articles. eBay's stock price rose nearly 10% on Wednesday, one of the largest single-day increases in years, increasing the company's market cap by about $3 billion to $33 billion. But the e-commerce company couldn't credit a stellar earnings report or new product release for sudden investor appetite. Instead, it was news of a new partnership. Promise you, it would be a lot bigger number here than $3 billion if it was a merger, with Facebook that did the trick. Facebook parent Meta announced early Wednesday that Facebook Marketplace business will start including some listings from its competitor eBay in the US, Germany, and France. For users of Facebook Marketplace, the news means they might stumble upon a product listing from an eBay seller commingled with listings from Facebook Marketplace sellers to make a purchase from an eBay seller. However, the consumer will still need to leave Facebook and check out on eBay. And Meta says this could benefit people using both platforms. eBay sellers will gain exposure to Facebook's audience, while people using Marketplace will be able to discover a broader array of listings from the eBay community. As I said, it's a win-win situation. Now, going over to AP, Associated Press, Meta, here's another word, tries. That's like a trial, right? It's a partnership, letting Facebook Marketplace users view eBay listings as ways to resolve EU charges. And I'm not going to go into this article about the EU because that doesn't affect most of you. And the last article that I have here is Meta to test showing eBay listings on Facebook Marketplace. So this is not a permanent change by any means. I'm sure they're going to work closely together to analyze if it works with their business models. But it says, Meta said on Wednesday that it would launch a test in Germany, France, and United States that will enable buyers to browse listings from eBay on Facebook Marketplace, then complete their transactions on eBay. The European Commission had in November fined Meta $840 million over abusive practices. We don't care about that. So I think you guys get the point. Something to get excited about. I would be very very optimistic about this. I think it is good news for the platform. Kudos to eBay. They get their flowers on this one for trying to find ways. I'm willing to bet that there's more Gen Zers on Facebook still than there are on eBay. And that's been my biggest gripe, is that eBay is not doing enough to get the younger generations to think of eBay as a go-to place in the same way they think of like Amazon. Now, eBay will never be Amazon. As much as they'd like to be, they'll never be Amazon. But I think this is one way to get themselves out there, to get themselves more exposure. What does the future look like? Now, this is a trial basis. This is a trial partnership. I do believe two things are going to happen. Like I mentioned, most listings, depending on demand and depending on listing quality, as eBay has said multiple times in their Q&A, are going to be eligible to be shown to someone who searches for a random item on Facebook Marketplace. And I think initially everyone who meets those standards will be eligible, whether you're promoting or not. Eventually, you'll probably be required to promote in order to have that benefit. Because if you promote on eBay, eBay has stated they're going to push your items out to other partner sites. And this just becomes another partner site for eBay. Now, based on the success, don't be surprised. And I'm not here to put any thoughts in eBay's mind, but trust me, eBay has thought about this over and over again. I'm sure they have. That at some point, they will be doing some type of rate increases. Just inevitable. Because again, if they're giving a commission, and like I said, Facebook's not doing this for free, okay? Every sale that is referred from Marketplace to eBay, Meta, Facebook, they're going to be getting some type of kickback. Don't know the percentage, but because of that, because eBay is now sharing some of the profit, they got to pass it on to somebody. And guess what? You and I, we're going to be the ones that are going to receive that benefit of either paying higher fees, which is the most likely scenario, or being required to up our promoted rates to qualify for that benefit. So that's the news. That's the truth as we know it. Everything else is just conjecture. In fact, a few things I said here was that based on my experience and seeing how eBay operates, sort of like having that drunk uncle who shows up to the family reunion every year just wasted. And now you have another family reunion coming up this week. And it's not unfair to think that Uncle Frank's going to show up wasted. And you'd be surprised if he doesn't. But you just kind of expect it, and you kind of make plans. You kind of plan for it, right? So it's like, if Uncle Frank's going to be over there, I'm going to be on the other side of the family reunion. Bad analogy, but we know Uncle Frank, eBay, we know what they want. They want our money, and that's fine. They're in business to make money. And we just can't be surprised or upset when it happens. We just got to figure out a way to incorporate that into our business model. So far, good news. Look forward to seeing my listings up on Facebook. I'm looking forward to seeing your listings up on Facebook. And if it means we're making an extra 5 or 10% more than we did before, then I am all for it. But I want to hear what you think down below. Put your comments down below. Is this good or bad for eBay? Are you for it? Are you against it? And I guess collectively, we'll just see as we go. So guys, do me a favor. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. While you're at it, why don't you subscribe to the channel? We do put out content quite frequently now. We're doing that for 2025. So if you find that this channel is useful to you and your business, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Changes that eBay makes. Sometimes we agree with it, sometimes we don't. I think this is a good change. But accepting change and just rolling with it is yet another example of how sometimes flipping ain't easy. And again, I want you to have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you very soon. Take care.